Games are too hard, John. I don't like them.
Well, just get on the internet and look up how to beat it.
No, okay.
You can watch the tutorial. You can go and watch Jack Frags and Matimio and those guys, and they'll show you how to do good.
But I want a challenge. No, I don't know.
Is that puzzle game treating you bad? Is that puzzle game making it weird?
Is this still the intro?
You can figure out how to beat that puzzle game if you go to www.beatthatpuzzlegame.com.
So,
God damn it.
John is talking about today's question, which is... Oh, but first off, hey, welcome to Culture Shock. My name's Anthony.
I'm John.
And
from
blah, blah.
Johnny Ethco, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah?
blah, blah.
Is that your new line so everyone
Yeah.
goes to your channel?
Well, no, yeah. Well, when I go back to my channel, I'm going to be promoting you.
All right.
And then when I'm here, I'm going to say, you know, I'm involved in this channel too.
Yeah, go to Johnny Ethco. He's got awesome cartoons.
They're old.
So today's question is from Geoff Summers. Jeff Summers.
It's the way to say Jeff.
What do you guys think of the steady decline of difficulty and puzzle solving in games? Do you like how games don't let us think for ourselves, or do you like how they lead us like a puppy on a leash?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
Gaming's gone so downhill in that regard. And I can point to one specific thing. Shadow of the Colossus, I played that the other day. It's an old PS2 game, and that was at the very end of the PS2 era. And it was like, wow, this is where game design should go. And then it didn't. And they just started making these games now that just hold your hand. There's no difficulty in games anymore.
Yeah. It's a mix. Like, I feel like some of the indie puzzler games, like something like Braid. Braid didn't hold your hand.
No.
Braid fucked with you, and it loved fucking with you.
Okay, so indie games still kind of have it.
Portal kind of had that. Portal didn't really hold your hand.
Yes, but it was at first a surprise. Like they didn't make it as a full budget game.
But Portal 2 didn't really hold your hand either.
No, but that's after it was proven to be a success now.
True.
When it first one came out, it was, you know, like, oh, this little 30-minute game, this is hard as shit. Oh, but people loved it. So then they thought, okay, it's fine to make a full-fledged sequel.
I feel like the difficulty thing is a lot of, it's more AAA games, like indie games.
It's been the influx of casual people, which then they want to appeal to more of those casual people, so they make their game casually simple.
Which is, you know, it can be said, like me, I will put a game on easy sometime.
Johnny Ethco, maker of some of the internet's most vulgar cartoons, has been quoted saying, "I will put a game on easy sometimes." Is that really who you want talking about your games, making your cartoons? A man who plays his games on easy? Don't vote for Johnny Ethco as Emperor of the World. This message brought to you by Anthony's Not Funny Jokes.
Yeah.
Especially like a first-person shooter that's only like a 5-hour-long game.
To get the story.
Yeah, exactly. You know, something like Battlefield, like, you know, I don't want to really, you know, I want to play it just to play it. But like something like Killzone, I do want to play Killzone. I'm probably not going to put that on hard. I probably just want to blow through it, experience the story, see the graphics, and then move on. So I appreciate an easy mode, but at the same time, I do appreciate a hard mode. And I do wish more games kind of offer both.
Last week we just talked about Broken Age, how, you know, the old point-and-click adventure games were really hard, and then the new one that just came out is rather easy compared. And is that because of the market?
But now, like, if we're on that same subject, Full Throttle back in the day, I finished that one relatively quick. When I finished it, I remember thinking, like, wow, that was really easy.
Maybe they thought, oh, well, not enough people are playing these really hard adventure games. Let's make it a little easier.
Maybe
then,
so.
Then
it's a balancing act. Like, with a point-and-click adventure, it's a balancing act. I mean, well, the biggest thing to me is, like, you know, it is the things on screen. It's like, you know, a mission's given to you, and then you see, like, a dot or a spot or something.
Go that way.
Something on screen pops up that tells you exactly how far it is, 400 meters, and then you just kind of walk that way. There are no games that say, you know, oh, it's over by the old red barn. And we just kind of have to look for the old red barn.
Yeah. Now we both just played Metro Last Light, which doesn't have that little blinky
and
thing.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, you just wander around and you're like, all right, that looks like a good place to go and be safe, and you run. That's immersive.
The directions that are given to you in the game were given to you, through somebody with you. Yeah. Which I think helped a lot, because you'd always be following somebody, and that somebody would be like, you know, hey, go over there.
Go up those stairs.
He would point that way. He would describe that thing you were supposed to go towards. Not, you know, I need you to go over there and blah,
I'll
blah,
mark it on your map.
And then a big fucking thing pops up, you know. Yeah. Like, that to me is hand-holding. And I don't like hand-holding. I like to be able to do it myself.
You don't like being a puppy on a leash, John?
I don't.
You don't? Yeah, that's where gaming has gone. I just played Devil May Cry the other day. It was free on PS Plus, and those games were notorious for being hard as shit. Now this one, it's still kind of there, but you can tell they made it easier to appeal to more people.
But now we also have something like Dark Souls, which is known for being extremely difficult.
Yeah, I think the only reason that became popular is because of how fucking hard it is.
Kind of like Flappy Birds.
Yeah, maybe.
The whole thing that popped.
Fuck you, Flappy Bird. Fuck you.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole reason it popped up all of a sudden was like, you know, everybody was like, it's the hardest game ever.
Yeah. Dark Souls, don't get me wrong. Dark Souls is great. I love it. You should play it. You should play it. It's awesome. It's like an adult Legend of Zelda kind of thing. But don't crucify me if that's not what you think it is. Whatever. Anyways, the game is hard, and that was its selling point.
It's so hard.
It's so hard. Dark Souls. Oh.
God, you're so hard, Dark Souls. Oh, it gets me so hard.
So games that are hard, damn it, it's bullshit that games are so hand-holding and following. It's mainly because of what's popular. It's Call of Duty, which did the same thing, so now everything needs to do that same exact formula to be successful. They saw one person do it, it was successful, there you go. Metro Last Light didn't sell a bajillion copies, so you don't see anyone else copying them.
You've heard my statements in the past. I think the HUD is a hand-holding device.
Yeah.
You know, it's the mini-map thing that tells you where to go. Like, all that stuff is just a crutch. I don't mind when games do it, but I really wish game developers would start thinking about how do we make our game without it and then add it in like the easy mode. If you do have a map, you have to hit a button, you look at the map. I hate when I'm playing a game and I hit a button to look at a map and the game pauses or the music goes away or the ambience goes away because to me that breaks the immersion.
Yeah, I played Metro and turned up specifically the difficulty all the way and put the HUD off completely because I wanted that challenge of every room I could die at any second from these guys that were going to murder me. Because it was more immersive.
It's super immersive.
Also, another point we wanted to bring up, but forgot to when we were recording, is that, you know, games were, back in the day on the NES, SNES, a lot shorter because of technological limitations. You know, the amount of space you had on a cartridge, you couldn't make your game super long like you do nowadays. Even like a Call of Duty 6-hour campaign couldn't fit on a cartridge like that. So what they had to do, you know, was make the game more difficult to make the price of the game be justified, to make it last longer. So that's also why games have gotten a lot easier because of technology. You can create these vast, large games without it being difficult because difficulty was just a padding technique.
John, you got anything else?
Not really.
All right.
Game difficulty, they're always going to have an easy mode and a hard mode.
Yeah, but they need more hard modes. Or just design them differently and better.
If I were a game developer, that's what I would have in the back of my head is design it like it's a hard game and then make it easier. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Design it hard, but then scale it back.
But that's what we think. John, do you wonder what they think?
The audience?
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear other people's opinions.
All right, where should they tell us those things?
I guess you could leave a comment on the YouTubes.
Yeah, like down below this video, or maybe above, considering YouTube changes every day.
Yeah, might be to the left or the right. Who knows? Could be up your butt.
Ooh. Also, like this video, up your butt, and subscribe to this video.
Up your butt.
Up your butt. And we'll see you next time on Culture Shock.
All right, bro. Don't trip.